$30 million and the circus is coming to town. The City Council committee has approved the loan, but really, should $30 million be going to Cirque du Soleil? In this economy, you got to make money somehow. Now, Grandma seemed like a nice little old lady until she walked around stealing people's purses. Bad Grandma. And hang on for your life, a kayaker takes the plunge hundreds of feet down, icy cold water. You're not going to believe what happened when he reached the bottom. You're along for the ride. The filter starts right now. Well, at a time when money is tight, Los Angeles City Council thinking about lending $30 million in federal funds to the CIM Group, the owners of the Hollywood and Highland area. Why? So they can retrofit the Kodak Theater to house Cirque du Soleil. Now, you're thinking $30 million. No, it's a separate fund. Doesn't come out of your taxes. Now, to make money, you have to spend money. The shows could bring over 1 million visitors to the city every year, and all those people are going to spend, which helps the local economy. But then there is this. Dennis Zine, who represents the West San Fernando Valley, says, wait, spread that $30 million throughout the city, not just at the Kodak. That money could generate $100 million. The full city council and the mayor must still sign off. Our contributor tonight is television personality and pop culture commentator Jay Rodriguez. Jay, thanks for
that,
here.
Fred. How you doing?
Good, thank you very much. All right, what do you do? Give that $30 million to the Kodak or spread it out throughout the city?
I think it's ridiculous. I mean, look, I'm all for, I was doing Rent on Broadway when September 11th struck, and we were all at a time of tragedy. And they say that people look to be entertained during times of hardship. And so I'm all for the entertainment value, and I recognize that we're all going through a recession and people could really use a nice pick-me-up. But right now, our city, in light of everything that we're spending on, I don't think we need to have a bunch of French clowns pushing balls around. And, I love Cirque du Soleil, but if you live in Los Angeles, they're close enough. Go to Vegas. You know what I mean?
I don't think I've ever heard anybody actually define them as a bunch of French clowns pushing balls around.
Well, I mean, some of the earlier stuff was so like that. I mean, even the Celine Dion show, it was kind of like just like there was these big dance numbers, and then like randomly there'd be like some clown dressed as like a concierge, and he'd be pushing a ball. It was just like weird.
All right, we're going to move on now. Gun sales in California. All right, we're going to move on to our next topic. Well, that was pretty good.
Okay.
Gun sales in California are up 32% from last year. The Constitution says you have the right to bear arms. But a 32% increase in 1 year, here's why. Bills are currently being pushed through the state legislature that would make it more difficult to buy guns and ammunition. That would require you buy the gun in person. So no more order the gun online and it's shipped to your home. Of course, the president also trying to reinstate a ban on assault weapons that expired in 2004. Recent study indicated that felons in Los Angeles bought more than 10,000 rounds of ammunition in just 3 months. Yes, the Constitution says you have the right to bear arms. Of course, the Constitution was written more than 200 years ago. So, Jay, is it time to revise the law, or is government in this way trying to take away our freedom?
I got to say, the whole buying the guns online, I didn't know you could buy them online like you could with, Victoria's Secret's underwear. I didn't think that was possible. I didn't know you could catalog shop for some deadly weapon. But, I don't know, because this is sort of a mixed issue for me, because I did, I actually, went to a gun range when I first moved here and got my license, did the whole bit. I just thought it was fascinating, but for no real good reason. I didn't really think I was exercising a constitutional right. I just really liked to go to the range and shoot. And so I sort of stand somewhere in the middle of all this. You stand in the middle? Yeah, is that possible? Is that not possible? Can I stand on the side? Where can I stand, Fred? You can stand wherever you want, Jay. All right, let me move on now. We're going to go to our next topic. Okay, here we go. So the headline on the AP story read, tanning beds definitely cause cancer. And we know a lot of people. No. Yes. Stop it. All right. Fred. We know a lot of people in Southern California go to tanning salons. Some go a couple of times a week. So let me fill you in here. According to the report, most lights in tanning beds give off ultraviolet radiation, which causes skin and eye cancer. Bottom line, your risk of skin cancer jumps 75% if you start using tanning beds before the age of 30. The report is out. The message is clear. All right. Now, Jay, do you go to a tanning salon? I don't, but I just have to say that what are we going to do now? Because there's so many reality shows based in tanning salons. I mean, what are they going to turn them into? Like they're going to be touching stories now, really, if you think about it. It's going to be like Extreme Makeover Home Edition where, it'll be like a tanning salon, and instead of the tanning salon, we'll make it more like a motivational thing and a self-help, and people will come in, and unfortunately now they're going to have cancer. That's terrible.
It is terrible. And, you know.
But first of all, isn't it a little common sensey? Like, if you lay out in the sun, we knew that. Did we think if we tried to fake ourselves out with fake sun that we wouldn't receive the negative things that the sun had to offer? And you know what I mean?
Well, in Southern California, though, where looks are so incredibly important, people go 2-3 times a week.
You know what? I have friends who literally live in smaller apartments so that they can tan more regularly. They do the spray tan, but still, it's a tan. You know what I mean? The spray tan is probably the safer bet. It is very expensive, which is why people opt just to do the regular tan.
So you're of the opinion now that this study is going to cause people to take a step back.
I wonder. See, I'm not convinced because we know that smoking is bad. That doesn't stop anyone from smoking. I mean, a select few. I mean, we have it now says on. I mean, it's said on cigarette boxes for a long time now. Smoking kills. You know what I mean? And people still puff it away. So I'm not necessarily sure. I think that our aesthetic and our vanity is very important to us. And I not to me, of course, not me, but to some people. And I think that they would basically override the health risks just for the extra, sun-kissed look.
All right, let's move on. We're going to go to our last topic now. Stay with me.
All right.
And this seems somewhat inconceivable to me, but it is still very real. A female journalist in the Sudan is facing 40 lashes for wearing trousers in public. Lubna Hussein works for the UN and has immunity. Now, she is resigning from her job so she can challenge the law on women's public dress code. She was in a group of 13 women arrested for wearing pants while in a popular cafe. 10 of those women, this is serious now, 10 of the women have been flogged. Hussein and 2 others want to challenge the law which prohibits women from wearing pants in public. You know, you have to admire Hussein's courage. If she loses, she too gets flogged. So, Jay, as you listen to this story, what do you think women can do to gain rights in countries like the Sudan? Anything?
First of all, I need to see a picture of these horrible pants. I'm sure no, that's terrible. First of all, I think that, making yourself be a voice for women who don't have a voice is always very tricky because, it was something that she probably knew that maybe there was some risk to wearing the pants because I think anytime you travel or you're in a country that, that you live in, the rules, sort of what is acceptable and what isn't. And so to challenge that is always kind of threatening. But, yeah, I mean, it's kind of frightening because we have so many privileges here in America and you should take for granted when you hear these stories about how people cross a line with a certain custom or culture and then they're put to, their punishment doesn't seem to match the crime. I mean, I can kid around and say if they were out of season that, maybe we could reconsider. But the truth of the matter is that it's something really horrific. And just by making a fashion statement just goes to show you that some people are really committed to their beliefs and some countries aren't going to bend. And I say good luck to her because, I mean, I commend her for wanting to be an ambassador for maybe women who don't have the same kind of rights. But on the same token, I mean, she's going to have to pay a price if this doesn't all go her way,
Indeed. Jay, hey, thanks for doing this. You have a good time?
Fred, I did have a good time. I've never had an interview on Skype. I feel kind of naughty because I can't see you.
That's all right, Jay. I'm sitting here and I'm wearing a suit. Thanks a lot. I'll talk to you again.